Hi everybody, it's Moss Syrup, Potion Master, Mathematical, Most Magical, and I'm here to talk to you about Aries right now. This is going to be about Aries, sun signs, and just an overview of Aries overall, and everything you need to know. Aries is ruled by the planet Mars. Aries is a fire sign, cardinal fire. Its multiplicity is cardinal. That makes it the big guy that starts every fire, that starts the first move, that goes first and goes big. That's cardinal. Like I said, there's 3 multiplicities that cover the whole zodiac, and Aries is in the cardinal multiplicity. So Aries is ruled by Mars. In traditional astrology, that is the planet that you are contacting and going as when you are making some conjuration dealing with the Aries zodiac symbol. And what does that mean? What is Aries known for? What is an Aryan quality? Aries is the ram. So they're known for going first and using their head first, being really aware of war tactic by means of being aggressive, being the first one to start the day's events. They're not shy. They're very much interested in moving the thing along. They don't like anything getting stagnant. They have a great fear of anything getting stagnant or stuck. So they're not afraid to just ram into something and just destroy whatever comes in their way, just hurtling through. And rams, they're known for having very strong horns, curved horns, really wide horns, like compared to another horned animal like the goat. A ram has a wider horn, and it's spiraled. So that's why when you look at the Aries symbol, you'll see that it's shaped like the horns of a ram curling. So that's in a nutshell what you're seeing as all the symbols that are used to capture the planetary zodiacals energies. In written script for a long time, the symbols came from images that we conjured about these particular zodiacal energies, and the planets that ruled them had a great influence on this, as it was a really strong method by which we understand these astrological entities. So, what else shall we get into about Aries? Aries is the youngest sign in the zodiacal yearly cycle. It all begins with Aries. That's why you will see many horoscope writings, charts, beginning with Aries. Aries begins the year, the zodiacal year. That's how it was traditionally organized. It has to do with spring. That marks the point where spring equinox is the beginning point of the Aries month. And since we're all biological entities and we need to eat, we start our years off at spring. That's when all living creatures on this planet are giving birth, and that's the first day of life for a large majority of living creatures on this planet. So that's why we use Aries and call them the youngest of the signs. It begins with Aries, so it begins with that flick of the lighter, to set fire to something or light something on fire. It's that first flick, kind of like flint. I think flint is a very good token for Aries. being this quick to ignite, and very much that initial spark, that very first spark. That's an Aryan energy. So Mars, if you don't remember, Mars is the god of war. So Mars is all about war and the physical body in regards to sexuality. Anything that requires some form of aggression or, toning of the physical form, physical bodily strength. It has to do with strategic thinking, aggressive thinking, when you need to make a firm decision, when you need a battle axe, you need to chop through something and get to the other side, and it's time-based. You'll need to do it quickly. So that makes it a war zone in a sense, and you'll require some Aryan technology. You'll need some Aries to do that. So that's what you want to know about the zodiac sign Aries, and anything that's in Aries is dealing with primarily war and fighting, and as opposed to mischief making, as we'll get into later down the line when we talk about Gemini. Aries is more focused on real battle winners and not so much techniques that are being utilized by the underdog and whatnot. They're very much about the major moves that are to take down the enemy. So that's something to know. So as opposed to being like more mischievous and clever tactics, like kind of getting you at your ankles maybe, or knowing your weaker, like more out there areas in your technique bank that maybe would have required a more careful and long time assessment to suss out as a weak spot. They're gonna know right away any of your weak spots, and they're gonna go for them, and they're not ashamed to do that. And that's their their most powerful quality. That's their magic power, is that they're not afraid. They will be the first to go in. That's a fire sign elemental kind of trait. Being a masculine sign, fire is a masculine trait. It's yang. It's outwards expanding. It's projective, not receptive. It's one or the other, one end to the other end. So that's a yang quality. It's bright yellow. It's passionate. It's ready to be confronted. And Aries is powerful as a confronter. It will confront you and will build you up as a character by showing you that they will always call you out for your own good when you're messing up something or doing something that's not true to you. So another fire sign quality, very loyal, very very sticking to their group and defending their group, very passionate about that. What else can I say about Aries? Go-getters, go-getting, kind of optimism, kind of relentlessness, and methodical sort of mindset. So that's another thing. Very strong-minded, and now we would have to say something about a pitfall being for Aries, as it is for any fire sign, is that they could let their ego get to them, or they might wash under, what they think they know. They might be a little stubborn, a little hard to move, and that could get them in some trouble, that they're not able to move past their preformed idea about something. And if I were to compare the fire signs, So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius is the 3 fire signs of the zodiac. So Aries would be the cardinal fire sign, Leo would be the fixed fire sign, and Sagittarius the mutable fire sign. And you can understand all of astrology, you can understand all of astrology if you know the descriptive, the multiplicity, and the element. It sums up the nature of this zodiacal part of a zodiacal whole, right? There's 12 parts in the whole. So then we have cardinal fire, we have fixed fire, we have mutable fire. So, and it's just what it means. The words mean just as they mean in any place you've learned about these words. So cardinal, that's the first. It indicates some sort of status. And fixed is going to be, right, more going about in the same way that they usually go about. So there's a sameness, a frequency that is preferred as a method. And mutability is going to signal changeability, a spontaneity, a more willingness to change a little bit as they go along, and maybe change back, just be more free flowing and free form about it. That's what mutability means. So now you know all 3. There's cardinal, there's fixed, there's mutable. Aries being cardinal fire, of the fire signs, they're going to be more likely to steer the group just naturally, and you'll kind of have to get them when they're not looking to take the leadership back. I'm not saying they're hogging the leadership. I'm saying that they're very natural at it, and they're very strong at it, and being God of War, the God of War, I mentioned earlier, they might not be as subtle to like other weak spots that you would notice if you spent a really long time observing someone, as opposed to being instantaneous, noticing anytime somebody is faltering or going off their usual track. That's when the hit is the right on, face on, what's instantaneous, what's right there and immediately obvious. They'll be the quickest and the first one to grab at that and conquer whatever enemy that is there. And so that's Aries in a nutshell. God of War, cardinal fire, month of April, so March 22nd to April 20th. That's Aries. They're the baby sign of the zodiac, so it's pretty easy to imagine this. The youngest child being the most active, and the older child is going to be more calm and quiet and relaxed, and because they have to do more and they're more experienced. So Aries is going to be really energetic, but they're going to be full of life. They're going to be full of vitality. So vitality is a really powerful symbol, especially for any fire sign. So that's a pretty decent way to imagine the Aries symbol, in that they will be bouncing around. They will be the beginnings, very comfortable beginning something, very comfortable leading something, and very tactical and aggressive in a way that is controlled and is not senseless. Though when it does become to a point that it's becomes senseless, that's something that would be something to watch out for an Aries.